The forwards, Kennedy, Cartwright, Dyer, Kelly, Simmons and Tunks. The home side hits the field. Flying high, the Penrith flags. A side that should be in the big end of season games this year.
2 wins from 2 games for this Manly side, led out by their skipper Michael O'Connor. Confidence gradually coming back. Stokes, Townsend, Hasler, O'Connor and Iro, Lyons and Tuvey in the forwards, Ryan, Dunford, Jones, Hoskins, Russell and Bella. And the similar colours, brown and white and maroon and white, but they are certainly the Manly flags that are flying.
Referee today is Eddie Ward. Checks both teams. We're underway. Down for little Tuvey. 10 metres out from his own line. They said going into this match that Penrith pack would be too strong. This opening 10 or 15 minutes is where we should find out about that. Hosking. Heavy responsibility for that man Bella. They smothered him. Geyer and Kelly. Back for Stokes. He was knocked down after he kicked it. Not a lot to it, but Geyer still did go through with it. He would have been better off if he just had a thought.
Unfortunately, thinking isn't always the answer with some first-grade footballers. Mark Geyer, a splendid player, could be anything. He's got to get that sort of nonsense out of his kit bag.
So in the opening 60 seconds, Manly with a chance from a long way out. Graham Lowe, the Manly coach. O'Connor, about 41 metres out. Strikes it pretty well. Does it have the legs? No, it hit the crossbar. It just died on him right at the finish. Carter. Alexander. That's his own 22 line. Tunks. He did well to unload for Kennedy, but he couldn't improve the situation. Eddie Ward will, though, for the Panthers. He gives them a penalty.
Bit of strong play there. Kelly coming away with the ball, was knocked down again by Bella.
Fine, good touch, the Panthers. McIndoe. Tunks, the decoy runner for Cartwright. Plenty of Manly defence, 3 on the tackle. Carter juggles it. Geyer. 32 away from Manly's line now. Kennedy. Tunks. Good head on defence. Penalty. Goes against Tunks.
Yeah, Tunks guilty of a little bit of aggression in the tackle there. You can see that he uses the elbow on the player on the ground. There it is. Bang. The left hand. Or the left arm. Referee's spot on with everything that's gone on in the match so far. Right on top of it.
Resented the John Jones tackle. Stokes. Jones quickly back up into the play. Hosking. Shoulder charge from Tunks. Geyer, Simmons, and also Smith finish him off. Bella will take it up all day. Russell away for Tuvey. Lyons will run around. Tuvey can't beat the tackle of Izzard. Lyons, the angle for touch. He drove that very strongly, and he found the open field. A good kick from Lyons.
Yes, some resounding victories for the Penrith side in the under-21s and reserve grade. Look at this score, 32 points to 6 in under-21s. And the Penrith reserve grade side, 18, Manly 6.
And Penrith come up with it through Mortimer. Again, an opportunity here for their forwards to show their wares. This time it's McIndoe, though, that gives them a breather. Simmons out of dummy half. And a good game, too, to get out of his own quarter line. Kelly. Strong run from him. I'll be looking to kick. Alexander's gone back for it. And has a mile of time to get it in. Breaking towards touch. Iro's getting back. He won't have the legs. And neither will he, trying to get out of there as Izzard wraps him up.
So the Manly side inside their own quarter with Stokes. Now young Russell at dummy half. Gives good service from dummy half, this young man from Queensland. Lyons losing the ball behind. Well, I thought he lost it behind him. I agree with you, but Eddie Ward didn't.
Say it again. Lyons drops it behind him. Yes, clear in my view, no knock on. But anyway, the referee's seen what he saw.
So Penrith get the scrum feed inside the Manly quarter. This is a great opportunity for the Panthers.
Des Hasler will be pinned for offside if he's not very careful.
And Alexander working the scrum too. Chosen at fullback but working that scrum. The Panthers 10 metres away from the Manly line. This is Kennedy. 8 metres short now, the Panthers. Here comes Kelly. The pass back for Geyer. The big man is pulled down 3 metres short of the line. Simmons dummy half to Carter to Alexander. Making himself an easy target by slipping. Now Carter from dummy half. Out for Kennedy. And out to the unmarked winger Smith. But the pass has gone forward. Smith not happy with the call.
Well, it looked as though there was a Manly wing 3/4 short there. Brooke Kennedy swung this pass out, and that's the one that was called forward. I didn't have a good view of that. They'll have to go with the referee, but it certainly wasn't popular with the crowd.
Also, that Tony Iro was well and truly caught out of position.
This is Iro with the football now. That pass certainly a very close call. Now Manly is 12 metres away from their own line. Russell is the dummy half. No score here at the foot of the Blue Mountains between Penrith and Manly. Penalty has gone to Manly.
Yeah, Mark Geyer, I think, was the man responsible for that, really. No, he wasn't. It was just that certainly he didn't knock it on, but the ball rolled away from him at dummy half. I think the referee ruled that the player that was playing it was held by Geyer. I didn't see it that way. It might have been a tough call for Penrith.
Now the restart from right on the halfway mark is Big Bella. Charges into the forwards.
That's a monumental run.
Big run from Bella in outstanding form early in this year.
Hoskins going well too through the ruck.
This is Hoskins playing the football 32 metres away with Tuvey and now Lyons. And the pass back inside for Ryan. Lyons dummy half. This time away for Jones. Pull down right on the Penrith quarter line. Tuvey, blind side. Looks for support, got the pass away for Ryan. 5 tackles gone for Manly. It's with Lyons. The kick across field. Stokes is out there. The ball is going to beat everybody.
Yes, a well thought out kick, but just execution, just a spot off. Just went a little bit too far. Stokes was fairly adjacent to it, although McIndoe's pace would have given him a clear advantage over the touching goal line.
So Simmons with the restart from his own quarter. Now this is Kelly. Got past Bella. Back for Cartwright. One-handed pass away for Carter. Simmons back for Alexander. This is over Iro's head. But bouncing away from the touchline. Smith is hot on the trail. Iro across field. Got away from Tunks. Got away from Warren. Got the pass away anyway. And now the Manly side suddenly turning defence into attack.
Yes, good on the counter-attack.
Townsend will play it 32 metres out from his own line. Back for Lyons. Saw the little gap on his own. And Connor taken out of the play. Back for Hosking. 5 metres short of the halfway mark. Now it's away for Dunford.
That's the way to come onto the football.
Russell, good run from the dummy half. Last tackle signal against Manly. The Lions. And it's come off Smith.
And of course there's something to be considered in the way that Manly are playing the game. They're moving the ball constantly, and we see Lions come away with a very good line kick, end over end type of thing. That gains him about 18 metres, but if they continue to move the ball and guard possession, they'll run the Penrith forwards around. They're big fellas, they mightn't enjoy the experience.
Shocker of a pass there to Chris Mortimer. Bentley. Very quick pace in this match. Opening up the game a little bit. What are your thoughts, Billy Anderson?
Well, you're right, Graham, particularly under these humid conditions. You know, pretty good conditions for football, and handling shouldn't be a problem. But later in the match, fatigue might be.
Izzard. Alexander kicking early. Sits up very nicely for Stokes.
Got to be a bit more decisive when he runs. Go left or right, but go quick.
Townsend. Dead end in the shape of that famous duo, Kelly and Tunks. Jones. Good gain from him. The Manly forwards are certainly hitting the advantage line. Quick play of the balls. Penalty comes their way. Inside the 5 metres. Another chance for O'Connor.
I'm very excited about this young Matt Dunford, the young Manly second rower. He's a very exciting player, very talented, a workaholic defender, and a free-running ball-using forward. He's definitely going places, no question about it.
O'Connor strikes this one very well. That went dead in goal. 2 points to Manly. They grabbed the lead, 2-0 over Penrith. This field might be a little bit heavier than what it looks, Billy.
Just a tad slick on top, Graham. Brad Izzard, in fact, changing his boots. He didn't go in with a long spike, so he's going to address that problem now.
So the Panthers inside the Manly quarter, launching another raid. Simmons dummy half. It's given it away for Tunks. Now back from Mortimer. Inside goes Bentley. Tooby's grabbed hold of him. Now it's for Carter. Out for Kelly. He's about 13 metres away from the Manly line. Back for Carter. For Kennedy. Crunched in the tackle. 8 metres short of the line. Geyer. Geyer putting his kick in. Up he goes. He's got tremendous height, but can't get higher than Iro, who's probably taller than him. So Iro brings it back.
Yes, a good bit of football there by Iro to catch the ball. Geyer was threatening to catch it and very nearly did. Iro then caught it in the in goal and doubled back into the field of play about 10 metres. Good stuff from him.
People in Victoria would be used to seeing the big men fly like that. Now, Des Hasler. Back for Russell. Lions. Sends Alexander across. Nice pick up. Trying to get around O'Connor. But in fact, the problem for him came in the shape of Jones.
He's doing a heck of a lot of work with the Manly. He's really covering a huge amount of ground, Jones.
Now Smith, almost at the halfway mark. Carter. Picked up by Hosking for Manly. Standing his ground, and then Geyer was able to finish him off. Now Bella. Simmons underneath with Cartwright. Back for Jones.
Well, they're not suffering by comparison in the forwards at this stage of the game. They're hitting the advantage line tremendously hard, all the Manly forwards, and making as much ground as the Penrith side, even a little bit more.
Tooby and Lions, and now O'Connor. Caught by Louis Mortimer. 5 tackles gone for Manly. Lions. Looking for Hasler. It's been picked up by Izzard and away from McIntyre. They won't catch him. Put the glasses down. Once you give this man any room at all, It is a try, and that's exactly what McIndoe is doing underneath the black dot for the Panthers.
Totally against the run of play, but nonetheless a 4-pointer and end up going to be a 6-pointer. That pass came off Stokes from Lyons, bounded into the hands there of McIndoe, and McIndoe, using that superb skill of sprinting that he's got, was able to go right away. Lyons realised he'd made the blunder and tried desperately to catch him, but there was no way. Now watch Stokes. Well, the camera is just obliterated slightly there by some players, but Izzard was the man that gave it to McIndoe. Now there is a beautiful sight. This is a running machine. This guy could probably run in all the big sprints around Australia if he felt disposed. He's certainly got the capability and the speed, but that's a splendid try. Absolutely great.
It was going to be a try from a long way out as Alexander from right in front makes no mistake with the extras. So the Panthers hit the front. It's Penrith 6 and Manly 2. Stokes with the restart for Manly. Down from Mortimer. Returning the kick. Stokes is there for it. And he's gone straight through two defenders. Over the halfway mark now. And then lost the football as Mortimer made the tackle. Guy has picked it up for the Panthers. This is Carter. Ducked under a high tackle from Stokes.
Yeah, that was a bit of stupidity from Stokes there. He had no reason. He was in an offside position. He'd never been onside. Lost the ball and they picked it up. And he came back with a clubbing sort of a stiff arm that missed. Sheer frustration.
Tunks. Now Carter. 5 tackles used up by the Panthers. Alexander, familiar kick and chase, but pulled in by Ryan away for Stokes, and then a horror pass from Stokes, making life very tough for Townsend. In fact, it's gone over the touchline.
Yeah, I think young Stokes is just a little bit overawed with the situation at the moment. That was a dreadful pass, always going down. Townsend did his level best, but his momentum carried him over the sideline. Now this is a last-minute ditch for Manly here.
Plenty of errors coming from Manly. Bentley. They're putting all the pressure on themselves. Mortimer for Alexander. Izzard. He brushed Hasler out of the way. Ryan has got to struggle to bring him down. Penrith fired up now. Geyer. Standing tall. Back for Alexander. Stepping. Carter. He must shift the ball. He had men left over. Alexander a dummy half. Geyer. Cartwright. Around the back and no try. Oh, great ball. What great skills from Cartwright. How did he keep that alive for try number 2?
Well, this is marvellous football from Penrith. Their big men are using the football well. Geyer got it away to Cartwright. Now watch his right arm go round and turn the ball back to McIndoe, who only had to go a yard forward. Watch it on the replay. There was a slight possibility that Kelly might have been a shepherd there, but that pass looked real good to me. Right round the corner. They're the sort of things that every forward aspires to do during the game, and it's come off for Cartwright in the early part of the contest, and that's a very, very good try. McIndoe could have a big day today.
But Greg Alexander, they don't come any closer to the sideline than this one. Successful from right in front with his first. Way out untouched. Coming round the corner. Too much round the corner. No goal for Penrith. But a good strong lead of 10 points to 2. A nice roll, Penrith, Bill Anderson.
They certainly are, and the major reason is they're playing the game at the right end of the field, and even though there's a lot of individual brilliance in this Manly side, they're playing the game at the wrong end of the field and making mistakes. Penrith will do it easy if Manly don't arrest this.
For Stokes, who was still out there on the wing. Cartwright. Late on that try, superb. That one's forward. Eddie Ward's got that. And a correct decision to be a penalty too.
Yes, little doubt about it. There was the player coming through on the inside in an offside position, so the referee has two options. He can call it a forward pass, or he can call it offside, and on that occasion it was fairly obvious it had to be offside. Stokes has left the field at the moment. Whether or not it's couldn't be a head bin, he's limping.
Craig Hancock is out there, replacing him in 15. 4-1 the scrums to Penrith. The penalties a strong 5-2 to Manly. And now it's time. They know they've got to put points on the board.
Ryan showing it to a couple of players, and finally it's Tuvey who has it. Now Hasler, then O'Connor, and quick hands for Townsend. Back inside, just outside the Penrith quarter. Hasler will play the football. Ryan, Lyons, one dummy, and then for Russell, now Hancock. This is Lyons again. Pass, which is a horrid pass. O'Connor has it, and then he's thrown one to Des Hasler, which Hasler had no chance of picking up.
Yes, backline discipline there, breaking down, passes going to ground. O'Connor avoided the tackle with the greatest of ease, but you can see the pass was clearly forward, about 1.5 feet. The line was there to indicate it.
Carter working the scrum. Mortimer. Here's McIndoe again. O'Connor's back there to retrieve it. Lost it too. I think you'll find that McIndoe might well have it. He does. So everything going the Panthers' way except that pass. Hosking picks it up from Manly. No dummy half, so he's able to put it on the ground, tap it forward and make another 10 or 12 metres. Now he's looked for the penalty and got it.
Yes, Cartwright had him by the leg and wouldn't let go. He made a meal of it, of course, but they all do these days.
I gave him 7.3.
Well, I thought it was a good one. I thought it was 8.5.
Well, change of jumper for Mark Geyer. This is Tuvey. Now Jones. Taking his shoulder pads off. He kept the same jumper, just took his shoulder pads off. At Dunford. 32 metres away from the Penrith line. Ryan, Lyons, now Hasler. He'll pinch right on him. This is Tuvey. Only a passing ball, but not much forward progress.
That's a bit of tautology.
Sorry about that, don't you? I'm sorry about that. So this scrum will go down 32 metres away from the Panthers line. I suppose I should have sought credit from you before using that.
Well, the same as if you use the word flabbergasted. I've got a patent on it.
Okay. Alexander. Now Mortimer. Penalty's gone the Penrith way because the offside play from Manly. But the Panthers lead 10 points to 2 and doing it pretty well. Brooke Kennedy receiving attention from Penrith trainer Brian Harder. He seems to be okay now. Now the Panthers with the restart and Peter Kelly diving forward to pick up the football. This is Cartwright. Now Simmons and back for Geyer. He's standing still. 10 metres inside the Manly half. Mortimer.
Still got a bit of pace off the mark for an old fella, hasn't he?
He sure has. 8 handling errors to the Manly side, 4 to the Panthers. Kelly's been able to offload it for Tunks. Tunks to the quarter line. Losing the football forward. Picked up by Russell for Manly. Jones makes another couple of metres. Here's Bella. Another strong run from him. Hosking. Iro's gone straight through. Now Iro looks for some support. He finds it too from Hancock it was, and Hancock's pass has been kicked forward, but the penalty has gone to the Penrith side. Offside play from Hasler in front of the kicker.
Yeah, some brilliant play there from Manly. The replacement winger was able to get back on the inside, got a pass away there, an attempted pass to Russell, but it went forward.
Jones has had to go to the head bin. He's been replaced by 44, Chris White, a very capable young player.
So White will play it just on the Manly quarter. This is Lyons. Stepped inside Kennedy. In the clear. Got Hasler one side, but threw a pass that was a mile forward to O'Connor. But he had Hasler on the inside.
Yes, he took the wrong option, but the actual execution of the pass was ridiculous. I mean, how could he be that disorientated to throw a pass 6 feet forward?
Now Alexander, 1 from 2. The one he kicked was right in front. This is about 35 metres away, 12 metres in from touch. He's pushed this out to the right. So no change to that score, with the Panthers still leading 10-2. Lions with the restart. Down for Geyer. Caught around the ankles by O'Connor. And Russell in there to lend a hand. Carter. Smith. Kelly standing pretty shallow. Carter again, back for Simmons, blind side. He's got Cartwright with him. Inside was Alexander, who's gone without it. So Manly able to pick it up with White now. 32 metres away from their line. Ryan. Caught by Kelly. This is Bella. Losing the football forward. So the Panthers again picking up possession. Manly having a great deal of trouble controlling the football. Playing right into the Penrith hands. Kennedy. Kelly back on the blind side, been picked up by Lyons, being chased by Smith. He's got to the halfway mark before Smith picked him up. Hancock dummy half. Now for O'Connor. Now they require a quick play the ball. This is White. Caught by Mortimer. 32 metres away from the Penrith line. If Manly are going to score, they need to do it now. Tuvey. Looking back inside for Ryan. Then Tuvey again. Now Hasler. For Lyons. Now for O'Connor. Good defence from the Penrith side. 5 tackles used up. Lyons. Again, resorting to the bomb. See what they can do. Up goes Alexander. Takes it calmly.
First class take by Alexander. Stood his ground. No thought of self there. And even managed to turn his body slightly to the oncoming traffic and just take all the impetus off the charge. It was good stuff.
I like the look of him at fullback.
Yeah, he's a very sharp player. Oh, he's a good footballer in any position, I think, but he's got these skills.
Now Mortimer brings it out to the quarter line. Simmons got away from a couple of defenders. Last tackle signal. They won't get a chance to play it though as the half-time siren sounds. And the players go to the break with Penrith leading Manly 10 points to 2. And welcome back to Penrith Park here at the foot of the Blue Mountains. In this game between the Panthers and Manly, and the Panthers in front 10 points to 2. The Manly side is coming on now, and Penrith following them, of course.
96 tackles made by Penrith in the first. Simmons and Kennedy leading the way. 94 to Manly. Ryan, with plenty of work done by him. Eddie Ward just waits for them to settle. signals time on. O'Connor puts it deep. And down for Carter. There's the difference in the kicking game. Keen to do it on the first tackle, the Panthers. Iro was there. And he takes his time. To no avail, it looks like. Billy, you've been down to the dressing rooms, and I think we've also got a change.
Got one change for Penrith, Graham. Guyer off and Brad Fittler goes on to take his place in 19. Don't worry about him. He's an international in the making. And Jones comes back out of the head bin for Manly. Phil Gould just wanted Penrith to continue as they did in the first half. And obviously the low mention for Manly, get the kicking game in order.
Hosking. Bella. Russell back for Lions. He just waits there to try and keep it in play. Alexander will bring it back from his own in goal. Taken by O'Connor. Apparently the news is that is a continuation of that groin injury for Guyer. It's becoming a headache for Coach Phil Gould. Carter. For Kelly. Very similar in style to Bella, the way he just motors ahead. Alexander. Straight to Iro. Dangerous man to kick to. But not when your defenders support you like that, I guess. Jones. There are plenty of options in the kicking game. Penrith now, the Fittler's out there too to join Alexander and Carter and Chris Mortimer. Manly not so well served. Bella. Looking for an early try in this second half, Manly. Hosking. Hosking apparently in real trouble and signalling to the bench that he may not last. Alexander. Alexander, a major mistake on his own 22.
Yeah, but by the same token, he made the mistake from what I thought was a very curious kick there through by Lyons. I didn't think there was any point to it. He's got to angle the kicks away from the fullback.
Turvey leaves it for Lyons. Now O'Connor. 7 errors in Manly's half, just the 2 by Penrith. That should tell the story of the Penrith victory in the end, unless Manly can do something about it. Hosking. He makes it 10 metres out. That might be his last run. Russell to Tuvey. And Lyons in behind the back line. Alexander was there along with Carter. McIndoe. Manly have a replacement sideline as Carter brings it away. Simmons for Kelly. Hoskins has left the field.
That's a pity for Manly. He's been going very strongly. He's not the fastest front row forward in the world, but he's certainly one of the toughest going around.
Chris White is out there in 44. The ball breaks back into the field of play. Iro has support. Didn't use him. Townsend. Against Peter Tunks for leaning on Townsend as he was trying to get up to play the ball. Lyons says we're going for touch. Look at the statistic there. All even as far as the possession is concerned in each other's half. 2 tries for Penrith though. None for Manly. Russell. And at times he's going to give us some problems. A little look-alike for Turvey. Ryan. 2 runners went without it. Now he's lost it. So they come off the boil.
Dunford. Still going. Still going. Got it back for Russell. Russell on the quarter line. Picked up by Lyons. This is Tuvey. Tuvey's given it away to O'Connor. Try time for Manly. O'Connor in the corner. That's exactly what the Manly side is needing.
Well, as I said to Ian Maurice just a moment ago, it's never over until the fat lady sings. Maybe they want to hear a little bit more opera, Manly, because this is a beautiful try. A few dummy moves there with Lyons dummying and pretending to pass. Watch him here. He runs from dummy half, throws the dummy. There it goes, the first one. There's the second. Gets Tuvey on the outside of his man. And there's a beautiful bit of football by Michael O'Connor, who's one of the prettiest things you'd ever see on a football field in the way he runs. I'm not talking in terms of being effeminate because I mentioned the word pretty with his style. He's just a beautiful runner. And you never see a more classical runner than this fellow when he gets in the clear. The big handoff of his opponent, and over he goes. That's a fine try. Well, 10 points to 6. Kick it goal to come. Who knows? Who knows?
1 goal from 2 for O'Connor. It was his 3rd try for this season. So he's averaging a try a game, and this is the view of the angle he has. Let's have a look at what he can do with this one. It's not a bad-looking kick, but it's swung around a little too late. Can't have the extras, and the score, Penrith 10 now, Manly is 6.
Alexander with the restart for Penrith. I noticed that he's got rid of the strapping, Billy Anderson.
Yes, what happened, he was charged down when he tried to put in a long clearing kick a few minutes ago, and I think he suffered a cork to the front of the thigh. He's discarded the strapping just to try and loosen it up a little.
And you saw him clutching at it there. If he can't run that out, he may not finish the game. Jones. Manly with a smell now of a chance. Bella. They are a side that can really open up and score points quickly out wide. Russell. Last tackle. Deep as Lyons. Iro. Left footer. Down to give Alexander some chasing. Oh, fine kick in the end.
Yeah, that's a beautiful kick, and left footer, as I recollect, and certainly got him some distance. He kicked that from about midway between his own quarter and a half line. Is down to within 10 metres of their line, so it's a fair distance of travel.
Having trouble with this scrum. Both hookers across the tunnel. Tuvey with no option there to put the ball in. Well, this is the 4th time he's blown it up. You would expect a penalty the next time, or Manly winning the ball. Manly do just that. Tuvey! Great acceleration. Ryan. Iro has joined in from fullback. Goes without it. Lyons. Change! Oh, that was an easy try, but they worked it well. Lyons let a decoy go through, brought it back, and they opened up the Panthers.
Well, that's a marvellous thing for young Jones, as an early part of his career. Here's Lyons away there to Jones, and he really has a fairly simple try. It must be said, it's a bit of a soft try on the blind side there. They switched the play from Lyons out to Jones, and he ran round the defence, got inside Tunks eventually, and was able to put a good 4-pointer on with an opportunity to kick a goal now for O'Connor. There he is, big free-running fella, very, very enthusiastic. Would run through a brick wall for his coach, and is very happy over there at Manly at the moment.
John Jones picks up the try after a couple of Penrith players stood back in the line. 1 from 3 for O'Connor. He's starting to get a little bit closer to the posts, but it's not going to do him any good. What a match on our hands now. 10-all Penrith and Manly. Carter with the kickoff. Penrith guilty of sitting back, Bill.
I think they've become a little bit complacent, but the big turnaround in the match has been the improvement in the Manly kicking game. They're now getting the ball going forward, they're driving it down the other end of the field, and it's Penrith that are falling into the trap of making mistakes.
Kelly over the top. Manly struggling through white to get to their feet to play on. Jones. Now quickly, a game can change. Hasler. Hasn't had a chance to get into the clear. Chris White again. Kelly underneath last tackle. Lyons wants to run it. They've got an overlap, that's wide. Hancock, back for Dunford, and Hasler. Great play, can he get to his feet? He can. There was nothing wrong with that, the crowd don't like it. But that last pass was a horror. They've lost it forward, Penrith have it. They had the Panthers struggling, but they couldn't finish it off with that final pass. Now the crowd want a penalty again. Tunks. A slippery field here after a lot of rain during the weekend overnight in Sydney. Kelly. Real collision between he and Bella. Over the top went Jones. Kennedy ducked it. Mortimer. He's in the forwards now, and he does a good job for them on this occasion. Carter kicking behind Ryan, who's dropped back. Is it going to stay in play? No, it won't. It'll come back to the 22.
10-all, Penrith and Manly. What a game this is. Just when you thought Penrith were looking winners, Manly are right back in this football game, all locked up at 10. Now Jones running very strongly. Hasler from dummy half. Hasler's gone straight through. Takes play inside the Penrith half.
I'm sure he's told Hasler to become more involved in the play, getting closer to the ruck area when he's not in a set position of a scrum.
Here he is again, getting it away for White. Now Bella. Switch of play through Russell and Tooby. Tooby in the clear, over the corner, looking for support now. One dummy, pull down, still going. 8 metres short of the line. Manly on the charge. The little kick ahead from O'Connor. And the Panthers come up with it.
Oh, beautiful stop there by Alexander. Really, that was a slip catch. There was a try at the end of that if he'd allowed that to go into the in-goal area.
So now Manly starting to find plenty of holes in this Penrith side. And the Panthers just 10 metres out from their own line. There's quite a few hands on hips in the Penrith side, with the big forwards really huffing and puffing at the moment. Now this is down for Iro. Fittler's got him.
Always terribly casual when things come to him. He's terribly casual until he starts to really go, and it takes too long for mine for him to get wound up.
Hancock will play the football 5 metres from the halfway mark. And those missed tackles, the Panthers have now missed 17 of them compared to just 8 against Manly. Bella, the big man, straight ahead, bumping defenders out of the way. Good run.
I noticed Peter Tunks pushing himself up off the ground then. That's a sure sign that front row forwards are getting tired when that happens.
Now Manly has used up 5 tackles. They're just outside the Penrith quarter. This is Lyons. Linking up with Townsend. That's the 6 tackles. So a changeover, and the Panthers have it. A terrific game of football, and Penrith get the penalty. Lyons saying, no, I didn't fall out of his hands, no way.
Well, he's done a lot of things I don't believe he did on that occasion, but we'll see again. Yes, he did. He lets you down every time, doesn't he?
So we're going to another change here, Bill, in the Penrith side.
Yes, Peter Kelly looking very tired. He's coming from the field, and Joe Batanza, a fresh player, goes on in 25.
And there's Batanza straight into the play. Just over 11,000 people here at Penrith Park for this match. They really would have enjoyed it too. Kennedy down and up again. Now Kennedy is only 30 metres away from the Penrith line. That's from Carter.
Bella's hobbling in the back play.
Here's Alexander. Got it to Bentley, and Bentley. Lyons jumped up high. Crowd boos. I don't think there was a great deal in that. Alexander having trouble hanging onto the football. Now Vitanza, straight ahead. Back for Simmons. Simmons along the ground of Vitanza. Now Cartwright. Now back for Fittler. 5 tackles gone. Are we going to look at a field goal attempt? They're right in front. Here's Alexander. Here it comes. It's a terrible kick. There's never going to be a goal. Now Lyons and the referee exchanging words.
Well, he was warning him about that high tackle.
Ryan. 10-all at Penrith Park. Jones. Pace of this game has been terrific. The second half has just been non-stop. Hasler. Caught by Kennedy. Russell. Nowhere to go. Now Iro. A little juggling act. Last tackle signal against Manly. Lyons. Sending Alexander across, but that's a great kick from Lyons.
Yes, Lyons getting the range on that occasion. The end over inside the kick takes him downfield about 40 metres.
Carter is trying to work it. Eddie Wood tells him to put it in now, and it's gone with the feed. Tuvey grabs Carter. Alexander linking up with McIndoe. And McIndoe has beaten 2 before Hasler puts him down. Right on the Penrith quarter, Bentley. Now Vitanza. Still running strongly and still going. Another fine run from Joe Vitanza.
Yes, he's done a great job for the Penrith side since coming on. He's been very, very strong.
Alexander with the kick down for Iro. And here he comes again, this giant of a fullback. Come winger.
Okay, Penrith.
Lyons and Townsend with the run around. Lyons again. Now for Hasler. Ryan. Caught by Fittler. See Barry Walker on the sideline, Bill. Who's he going to replace?
He's going to replace Brooke Kennedy. Phil Gould obviously looking to get fresh men on at this stage.
Okay, so Kennedy will leave the field for the Panthers after playing very strongly. But let's get back with Russell now, who's jigging around and finally pulled out 8 metres from the halfway mark.
I think he jinked when he should have jonked then. I thought there was an opening in front of him and he jinked back into the defence.
Connor is receiving attention in back play. This is the last tackle. Lyons with the kick ahead. Picked up by Carter. Straight away giving it to Alexander. Beat the tackle of Tuvey. And finally grounded 10 metres short. O'Connor still flat on his back. He's very, very groggy, Michael O'Connor. The Panthers just about on the halfway mark. Mortimer. Cartwright. Caught by Ryan. He's going to have to come from the field, O'Connor. He's in deep trouble.
Well, let's have a look and see what happened to him. There, his knee, I think, apparently folded underneath him in the tackle. It wasn't as a result of the tackle. He just seemed to go.
Fittler will play it. Let's come back for Alexander. Trying to link up with McIndoe. Back inside for Bentley. Bentley got it away to McIndoe. McIndoe's given it away to Wizard, who's put it down. And it's a Manly ball. A knock on from both sides. Now Darren Riley is the new man going on for O'Connor in jumper number 18. As O'Connor carried from the field. Let's keep our fingers crossed it's not a really serious injury. It doesn't look too good, I must admit that.
It's a knee problem one way or the other, but what sort of problem, I don't know.
Penrith, they come up with it. Bentley, he's got his arm. Townsend clutches at him. Dummy from Bentley. Manly had been enjoying it down the other end. Walker. They've got to tackle now, the Sea Eagles. Switch. Alexander. Easy for Smith. They took it in 2 tackles. They switched it down the blind, and they caught them out short. They're smiling.
Yes, a beautiful movement by the Penrith side. The long cutout pass was the one that did the damage, as we'll see. There he goes over very cleanly now. It's Simmons, the work around to Alexander, and he throws this long lofted pass outside there to number 5, Paul Smith, and he goes in for a try without a hand being laid on him. Now, there he goes, just now scoring a very good try, wide out. We can't expect the conversion. We've still got 8 minutes, and anything can happen.
A young man having a big year for the Panthers. Pat on the back for his front rowers. He's picked up a nice try. Wow. Someone's upside down at this moment. If they kick it, it might be Manly. He hit it nice. He hit it great. The Panthers 6 points ahead. Lowe is hopeful as Townsend brings it away. But with O'Connor off, it will be tough now. What? Jones. They came back so strongly against Balmain in the first round, Manly. They showed it again today, that character. Lions. But things are starting to turn. The kicking game deserts him. Tunks. Taking a long time. Walker. Vitanza. A good replacement for Gould today. Cartwright. Fair bit of room for him to stretch out. Penalty. There is a chance here for Penrith to wrap it up through a kick at goal.
Well, there it is on the replay. They're just taking too damn long to get off, as you can see. They're actually holding him down. John Jones had a hand on his chest, and that was just too long, much too long.
That's where Alexander is. About 37 metres out. 50% record. He's just kicked one from out on the touchline. A kick that could just about put Manly out of touch. Coming round. They haven't moved. That should be just about it. Alexander on a string, 18-10.
So Manly with it all to do now. And Penrith making it clear they want to play the rest of this game in this half. Penrith have been searching for a goal-kicking fullback. And certainly Alexander is filling that bill. Manly get the penalty.
Alexander's had a quite superb game at fullback for them. There's no question about that. He's an extremely talented international halfback with some reputation. He's become, in the last couple of weeks, an equally good first-grade fullback. So who knows what his future holds.
He's kicked some fair goals too.
Kicked a couple of goals that would bring you undone, didn't they?
Now Manly inside the quarter now with Lyons. 15 metres away from the Penrith line. Tuvey. Now it's back to Dunford. Jones. Tuvey got himself away from one defender. Back for Iro, who's put it down. Picked up by Hancock eventually.
Good persistence there by McIndoe, driving back about 20 metres.
Now White, another front row forward, putting his foot to the football. Smith in the in goal. Caught by Ryan. And just got into the field of play. Azar brings it out a few more metres. Now Simmons. Tunks. Nothing fancy now from Penrith as Tunks almost found himself in the clear. Vitanza. Nice ball away for Walker, who's still in the clear. He was tackled and then he was free and then he was finally tackled again. 5 tackles gone. This was the last one. Mortimer. Alexander showing that brilliant acceleration. Coming back in field. Still going Alexander. Oh, what a sensational individual try. Oh, that's champion stuff from Greg Alexander. The brilliant fullback. And I think he'll be wearing number 1 for Penrith for a while now.
That was absolutely marvellous. We saw Dale Shearer with the Brisbane side put on a try or a fullback performance the other night, which was absolutely sublime. He did everything magnificently. Well, this young fella hasn't done terribly much wrong. Just watch him weave his way through the Manly side. Comes to the fullback, goes back on the inside, straightens up and goes again. And there's the line and there's the try. Absolutely magnificent. Carter, as we go from low level with plenty of players interposing between the camera lens and the action. They're just watching Partly in motion. A beautiful athlete, certainly matured with this shift in position and appears to like the new home he's found at Penrith.
So the State Bank player profile tells us he's only 25 and an insurance rep and an insurance rep, an Australian rep, and I think there'll be plenty more representations coming his way as well. Can he put the extras on?
Why not? He's done everything else today.
11 metres in from touch. And I guess there was never a doubt, was there? Alexander can do no wrong. 24-10. The Panthers have Manly. There must be about 60 seconds or maybe a fraction longer left in this game.
Yeah, well, on the evidence of this form today, with Penrith having to withstand a Manly comeback and go to 10-all, and the way they've kicked on since then, I don't think it's any disgrace to Manly. They've been beaten by a better side, but there's going to be a lot of teams come to Penrith Park this year and go away with their tail between their legs, because they are a very, very persistent side. They're a big side, they're a strong side, and they've got pace to burn.
And they're still moving it around. It is hard. You hear the fat lady singing yet?
I wish I could. What is she singing? La Donne Mobile?
Vitanza. Right on the halfway mark. That's Cartwright, who laid on a magnificent try in the first half. Keeping it alive now with McIndoe. McIndoe, the pass has gone forward and he called back.
Everybody's after watching him score number 3. They oohed and ahed then when that pass got called back, but I think probably the referee was in the best position to see it. It was forward.
So this will be the last scrum of the match, I would assume. Tuvey works it. Here's Lyons. Townsend. And there's the siren. Referee Eddie Ward signals full time. And the Penrith Panthers are victorious against Manly as the brown and white flags fly high.
And the way the scores went with this, Penrith 24, Manly 10. The tries were scored 2 to McIndoe, 1 to Smith, 1 to Alexander. Alexander kicked 4 goals. Manly's 10 points came from O'Connor and Jones tries, and O'Connor 1 goal. So 24 points to Penrith, Manly 10.
The match was certainly just waiting for somebody to turn it around late today, and our State Bank man of the match just did that. Brandy Alexander. It was tight. That scoreline probably doesn't really show a true indication.
No, we lapsed a bit in the first bit of the second half there, and you know, you can't afford to do that to a side like Manly. And they hit back, and then, you know, to our credit, we stuck it to them again.
You're wearing number 1 on the back, but you're not there on all occasions. You're certainly up in that front line.
No, I think, you know, Gus has given me, you know, free rein, and, you know, if I think something's on, I can come up into the front line and, you know, put something on.
You said something was confidently on when you scored that final try.
Yeah, you know, I think to our credit, you know, Louis and it's good running off Louis and Brad Fittler. You know, they give me a bit of space out there, and when you got some blokes like Al McIndoe and Paul Smith to throw dummies to, you know, it's pretty easy to go through the gaps.
Well, you're running off the State Bank right now, $1,000 straight into a State 1 account from them. Congratulations to our man of the match.
Thanks, Graham. Thanks, State Bank and Channel 10.
A win for Penrith that I thought showed plenty of character. Phil Gould at 10-all. I thought that Manly were on the better side for about 15 minutes or so. They came back well, your boys.
The 15 minutes after half-time, I definitely thought that. We probably invited them back with a bit of dull play, and we were in that comfort zone. We were 8 points in front, and we'd controlled most of the first half. So, but Manly are the sort of side that can turn on you pretty quickly if you're not on your game, and they snapped a couple of tries. I think, too, that it's a sign of a good side who can pull themselves out of that lull and finish the way we did.